normally. Okay, so that's about it on the water treatment system. So now we're going to introduce you to the LOTUS sanitizing system. So when you first get your unit, you'll have to unpack it from the box. There's going to be your main unit, which will be separately wrapped in plastic. There'll be a booster cartridge, also wrapped in plastic, in fact in a vac-sealed bag. Your spray bottle and your spray nozzle will actually come separately. All you need to do is insert this straw into your nozzle, and it can be inserted into the spray bottle just like that. And then you also get your bowl lid and your actual lid, okay? So those are all the things that actually come with your unit. The first thing that you have to do is remove this red plug. What this is a sealed environment in here where the water actually gets siphoned out of the bottom of your accessory. So when you put this on, this actually gets pushed up so that the water can be siphoned out of the attachment, mixed with ozone, and then circulated back into the attachment. So you would actually end up putting it on just like this, okay? So once you remove this, then you're going to have the center reservoir. You can plug your unit in. You will notice this is our actual display. Actually, what you need to do is insert your booster cartridge. And what this booster cartridge does is it actually removes moisture from the air. And in doing so, these beads that are in this little window here will go from an orange color to almost a dark green color. And I do have an expired booster cartridge as well. And this one you can see, one is orange and one is very dark green. This is an expired one, this is a good one. So all you need to do, you'll notice that there's a slot on the booster cartridge here, and it's simply, I'm just going to turn the unit around for you. There's a spot in the back of the unit that just simply inserts in here, and you just press down on that booster cartridge and you're all set to go. Now that booster cartridge will expire between 3 to 4 months, and depending on the humidity of the environment in your household, that it may expire just a little bit quicker. So all you need to do, we're going to actually run the first cycle in our spray bottle. So we're going to take some water, and we're going to fill up our spray bottle. Whoops, just like this. Normally you would be running this from the tap, and you should be using cold tap water in order to run in this unit because it's much more effective. Okay, so there is a max fill line on the spray bottle, which is right here. However, you can fill it to whatever height that you choose to, because that's it doesn't really matter. If you're only going to run a little bit of cleaning down here, you can fill it to there, or you can fill it to the max fill line. Insert your spray nozzle and your nozzle here, and then basically on this unit there's 2 buttons, one here and one here. This is your attachment selector mode, and this mode will change between your spray bottle mode and the bowl mode, where you're actually running fruits and vegetables inside the unit. So what you need to do is select the one, this one is wavy lines, and how you can select your right attachment, I'm just going to show you this. Right on your nozzle there's wavy lines right here, and there's wavy lines right here. If you're switching over to put the bowl on the unit, the actual emblem is actually on the top of the lid, and you see a wavy lines with an arrow. So all you would do to change it is press this button, and the display would show the wavy lines with the arrow. So I'm just going to change that back, and we're going to press the start button. And one of the things you will notice when you first get your unit is it may turn on and off up to 4 to 5 times. What it's doing right now is these units are completely dry when they first arrive in your house. So what we have to do is we actually have to siphon water out of the attachment and fill all the lines that are actually in here. After about 5 times turning on and off, you may experience what we call an F4 code. Okay? The F4 code, which we just experienced, it shows F4 and the start cancel buttons is flashing. To reset it, simply press this button and it resets it. Take your attachment off of the unit, and then let's put it back on and press down firmly. Press the start button, and once again the cycle will begin. Now you may have to do this a couple of times right out of the box, but not always. So, and it's just going to take a bit. We're going to go through this process again. You need to make sure that you also let it go through its cycle so that it can prime the unit. Okay, give us another F4 code. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up and we're going to push this back on again. We've seen a few more. You might notice that a few bubbles will come up when you're doing this, and that's good because it's pushing the air out of the lines and actually filling them with water. Okay, once again, we got it again. Now, there is a little bit of a shortcut that I am going to show you in the event that you do have a few times where it actually does this to you, is you can actually press this button and then actually tip the unit to the side. What there is there's a pump in here, and all we're trying to do is push the air out of this pump. So, and sometimes what it'll do is it pushes the water down to that pump a little faster and allow us to get moving. And just continue to hold it like that until you get through the entire cycle. Or you get another F4 code. Once again, we got another F4 code. Another little tip for this kind of scenario is to also pour a little bit of water down into this center reservoir, just to try and get it inside there, just so that it's up to the fill line, and that may help us get this unit primed up. Okay? So once again, press down really firmly, and let's see if we can get this unit to go. There we go. And you can actually notice the sound difference on this unit when it actually starts to go through. So what's happening right now is this water here is being siphoned out of the attachment, it's going into our mixing well, and it's actually getting mixed with ozone in here, and then constantly circulated back into the actual spray bottle. And you'll notice here that percentage-wise, it's actually increasing by percent. Right now it's sitting at 18%. During the cycle, what's going to happen is the unit will gradually get to 100%. Now, what's really neat about the product is we have a sensor built into the unit, which is actually underneath this attachment here. That sensor will take constant readings throughout the processing cycle, and if it's not above what we call 800 ORP, then we have not fully charged or super oxygenated the water in here. And what will happen is we will slow the cycle down in order to try and remove any contaminants and get the water in the spray bottle or in the bowl in excess of the 800 ORP. And if it does not get to the 800 ORP, after 8 minutes of processing, you will get another function code called an F1 code in here. So, yeah. Okay, now this unit, as you can see here, the display actually right here is now reading 100%. At that point, we have super oxygenated the water in here, and this water is actually good for us to go and do any of our surface cleaning. We can use it to deodorize, we can use it to spray surfaces, we can use it in any situation to remove stains from carpets, all those kinds of things. Now the neat thing about the product is it actually will count down. This water will actually only remain super oxygenated for 15 minutes. And you can see here, we made it user friendly. We've got a little 15-minute display right on here telling you that that water is only good for 15 minutes. And it will actually count down the 15 minutes for you. With 5 minutes left, it'll give you a little beep and it'll say, okay, in 5 minutes you're going to have to recharge the water. Once it's completely, the 15 minutes is completely expired, then you need to come back, refill your spray bottle, and put it back on the unit and begin the cycle again. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the function codes. There's the first function code is if you push the unit and then you press it again. So I'm just going to do that a little bit more slowly. So if you press the start button and then you press it again to reset it, it will give you an F2 code. All you need to do to reset it is simply press the start button again. Okay? If you're processing the unit and somebody actually decides to take the attachment off of here, which we don't want it to be running when that happens, the unit will actually give you what we call an F3 code. And as you can see, we just received our F3 code. Okay? So you would simply press the start button to reset it, and you'd be ready to go again.